Imagine trying to buy food for your children only for your money to tell you, "Transaction denied. You have exceeded your weekly carbon quota." This isn't a system error. It's the system working exactly as will be designed. In 1945, the world split the atom. In 1971, Nixon severed the link between gold and the dollar. But on January 1st, 2026, a silent detonation occurred in the vaults of the global financial elite that shifted the very species of human exchange. This was the day the M-Bridge project, the multi-central bank digital currency platform, moved from a theoretical pilot to a living, breathing financial reality. Look at the phone in your pocket. To you, it's a communication device. To the architects of the new economy, it is a digital leash. Every dollar you think you own is currently being migrated into a cage you didn't help build. It's called a CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currency.
The Chinese last month unveiled the world's first digital currency from a major power. Currency that would not be printed but would exist only in cyberspace on your phone, for example. Is the Fed working on a digital dollar?
We are actually evaluating that. Most major countries are now looking at the possibility of having a digital currency and really asking the question.
This isn't just digital cash. Cash is an inanimate object you own. A CBDC is a software protocol that owns you. It is a currency with a memory, a currency with a geographic boundary, and, most terrifyingly, a currency with an expiration date. As of today, 134 countries representing 98% of global GDP are currently in a high-stakes race to implement this technology. At the end of this investigation, I will show you the exact technical blueprints being used to link every national currency into a single global grid. I will reveal the kill switch code already embedded in the digital euro and the US FedNow system. You've spent your whole life working for money. Now, it's time to see how that money is being used to work against you. The exit doors are closing. To understand the threat, we must look at the numbers. In traditional banking, money is a liability of a commercial bank, but a CBDC is a direct liability of the central bank. This subtle shift changes the entire power structure of the planet. According to the FinTech benchmarks of 2026, nearly 80% of central banks now expect CBDCs to be the most widely adopted form of digital money within the next decade. But why the rush? The answer lies in a concept that will redefine your existence: the tokenization of reality. This is where every physical asset you believe you own, your home, your car, your gold, even your future labor, is converted into a digital token on a centralized ledger. The Bank for International Settlements calls this the unified ledger. This is a critical turning point. If you want to understand the deep technical mechanics of how they are turning your physical world into a digital stock market controlled by the state, you need to watch my dedicated video on right after this. It is the only way to understand why your money is being reprogrammed to interact with your property. In this unified ledger, money and assets live in the same space. According to the IMF Note 26/01, this allows for settlement finality. For you, it means compliance by design. If you fail to comply with a social mandate, the system doesn't send a bailiff. It simply turns off the token representing your car's ignition or your home's smart lock. Your money and your life are now the same line of code. The rollout is divided into 3 waves, but the underlying technology is moving toward biometric binding. For 2026, the trend is moving away from the smartphone and toward the human body. Internal reports from 2025 suggested that the next generation of CBDC wallets will be linked to environmental biometric identification, passive facial recognition, and even DNA-based private keys. You are being transformed into a bioasset. You cannot log out of the financial system because your body is the key. China's eCNY has already reached 17.2 trillion yuan in transaction volume. It is fully integrated with a social credit system that uses AI to predict dissent. If your trust score drops below the threshold, your digital wallet ceases to function at high-speed rail stations or grocery stores. the European Central Bank is following closely with the digital euro, planned for full-scale launch by 2027. It is tied directly to the ADA's framework. This means your right to spend is tied to your legal personhood. No ID, no money, no compliance, no life. This is the technical detail most analysts miss. The ISO 20022 standard. This is the new global language for financial messaging. Unlike the old system, ISO 20022 allows for rich data to be embedded in every cent. Your money now carries your metadata, your tax history, your vaccination status, your political donations, and your carbon footprint. At the 2026 World Economic Forum, the target was set: a 5% annual reduction in individual carbon emissions. CBDCs are the enforcement mechanism. Your digital wallet will have a monthly carbon quota. If you buy too much red meat or exceed your flight limit for the quarter, the smart contract in your money will automatically increase the price of the transaction or block it entirely. According to the FinTech Benchmarks 2026, 45% of central banks are already testing purpose-bound money features. This isn't a tax. It's a physical limit on your purchasing power coded into the fabric of the currency. The IMF and the Bank for International Settlements are currently accelerating Project Agora. This is the construction of the global bridge, a single shared infrastructure where every nation's CBDC and every tokenized asset live together. This removes the need for the US dollar as a reserve currency, but it replaces it with an IMF-managed global kill switch. If a nation or an individual steps out of line with global mandates, they are disconnected from the bridge. This is the ultimate centralization of power in human history. By 2030, AI will add $15.7 trillion to the global GDP, but that wealth is being funneled into compute rent. We are entering algorithmic feudalism. Those who own the servers and the unified ledger will be the new lords. Those who rely on the CBDC will be the digital serfs, living in a subscription-based existence where you own nothing. Is there an exit? As of April 2026, 22 European countries have drafted legal frameworks to protect the right to use physical cash. In the US, states are passing sound money bills to recognize gold and silver. The resistance is moving into the parallel economy. We are seeing a 40% increase in volume in privacy-preserving decentralized finance, DeFi. The elite are hoarding hard assets, farmland, water rights, and physical gold, while they push the masses into the digital cage. This is the wealth decoupling. They know the system they are building is a trap, which is why they are exiting it themselves while telling you it's for your convenience. The algorithm brought you to the end of this journey for a reason. You are now among the few who can see the invisible ink on the digital dollar. We are at the event horizon. Once the CBDC becomes the mandatory medium for taxes, wages, and groceries, the Great Reset is complete. You will be a line of code in a central server optimized for systemic stability at the expense of your individual freedom. But awareness is a contagion. This information is your only leverage. If you understand that money is the foundation of freedom, comment sovereign below. Let the system know that we see the cage. Like this video to help it bypass the algorithmic filters that suppress financial truth. Subscribe to this channel because we are the only ones tracking the 2027 rollout schedules in real time. And most importantly, share this. Send it to one person you want to save, because when the last physical cent is melted down, the only thing left will be the truth. Will you own your future, or will the future own you? The choice is yours. For now,